Hi, how are you?
Very good, very good.
इतना सफर है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रैंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रैंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
Good afternoon, one and all. Franchiseindia, the brand which was established in 1999, founded by Mr. Maria, is a bridge between all the business buyers and all the brands who are looking out expanding their business with us. We are operational with 70 plus offices. We enjoy legacy of 22 years. We promote brands which comes from F&B, service, retail, education, and different backgrounds. And today we welcome you to yet another exciting episode of Business Opportunity Chai series. Today, we are celebrating our 97th edition, and this webinar is hosted by Mr. Maria, who is a chairman at Franchiseindia Group, along with our second panel member, Ms. Sonia Chaudhary. She is the MD at Franchiseindia Brands Limited, and both are leading team of business consultant who helps brand as well as investors. The brand of the day today we are presenting to you is Arrivae, and we have team coming digitally talking about their brand. The brand which was established in 2007, they're already operational in 15 cities. They have executed more than 12,000 projects. They have 7 experience center and 26 channel partners. And it's our privilege and honor to invite Yash, who is the founder at Arrivae, along with Raghav, who is the head growth. We also have an opportunity to introduce Mr. Atul, who is taking care of a brand operation. So thank you so much, team of Arrivae, joining us today and presenting your business opportunity with our all investors. But before that, we would like to play a small video for all of us. you so much, Dheeraj, for that information, for that video that explains how Arrivae is India's first full home custom furniture brand. They are present in offline and online also. So thank you so much. Over to you, Yash, Atul, and Raghav.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Franchiseindia, for this opportunity of giving us this opportunity of speak about the Arrivae brand and the platform that we have created. I'll just take 2 minutes and give you guys a background of where we are and where we come from. So Arrivae started in February 2018, about 2.5 years back. The opportunity was very clear that real estate and housing finance as industries have grown, and certain segments in that category, in home improvement have also considerably grown. जैसे paints have become big, tile and bath have become big. बट ये सब 6 से 7% होता है कोई भी इंटीरियर्स के बजट का. द मेजॉरिटी एलिमेंट विच इज 93% प्लस, उसमें furniture is a big part, and that was primarily done in an unorganized manner by carpenters and contractors who used to sit at the site and do the job. And of course customers के लिए there was a lot of hassles of time कि क्या वक्त बताते थे उस वक्त पे कभी खत्म नहीं होता था, and there was no clarity. There was no sense of cost कि क्या price पे होगा. And the third and the most important thing is it was an extremely hassled process. मतलब people wanted that कि carpenter घर से निकल जाए. So while 95-96% of the job is still happening on the side, but with events like Corona वगैरह, what is happening is people don't want to get their work now by carpenters who are sitting on the side. They want कि उनको घर का डिजाइन दिख जाए कि घर एग्जैक्टली कैसा दिखेगा, क्या प्राइस पे दिखेगा, एंड इन अ डिफाइंड टाइम फ्रेम फैक्ट्री में मैन्युफैक्चर होके वो घर पे डिलीवर हो जाए. बट ऑफ कोर्स आई थिंक इट हैज टू बी डन इन अ कस्टमाइज्ड मैनर. सो Arrivae is solving that opportunity and that problem. तो इंडिया में लगभग इन द टॉप 80 cities 40 लाख घर का सिर्फ होम लोन होता है, एंड देयर वुड बी होम्स दैट आर आउटसाइड दैट होम लोन ब्रैकेट एज वेल. So even if I take that conservative figure of 40 lakh homes जो हर साल इंडिया में डिलीवर होते हैं, अगर एक रियल एस्टेट की वैल्यू 100 रुपए है तो उसमें 10 से 12% का होम इंटीरियर स्पेंड होता है. एंड Arrivae as a branded custom home interiors platform is playing in that opportunity, and we want to invite all of you to be a part of that value system, ecosystem and opportunity with us now. So basically what we have done is आज अब मेरे को 3000 apartments हो गए. Our designers can uniquely design all those 3000 apartments differently in 2 hours, can show how the apartment will look like, can show what will be the price of the interiors of the apartment, and can deliver that to you in a 60-day time frame. Everything or majority of it manufactured in the factory and installed and assembled in the customer's house. So for the last 2.5 odd years, we have executed some 12,500 projects. We are partners with various grade A developers across Delhi, NCR, Chandigarh, Maharashtra mein Mumbai, Pune, regional parts of Maharashtra, Bangalore and Kerala, which is Kochi, Calicut, Trivandrum. This is where we have existed. We have executed our projects. We have created our learnings. And now we want to franchise this opportunity across the country. So my colleague Raghav will run through in details in terms of what are the capabilities that we have created. ये customization को large scale production से हम लोग ने कैसे marry किया है such that it can still happen at scale. How and what are the conveniences that we have created for the customer. जैसे in our case, a customer has an option that they can pay for the interiors between 2 to 25 years. मतलब 2 साल से 25 साल के बीच में अगर कोई से 10 लाख रुपए स्पेंड कर रहे हैं अपने इंटीरियर्स पे, तो दे कैन पे अस ऑन अ मंथली EMI बेसिस. सो हम लोग ने ये सब सहूलियतें क्रिएट की है एक कस्टमर की रिक्वायरमेंट ध्यान रखते हुए. एंड द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज इन कोविड आवर बिजनेस हैज ओनली इंक्रीज्ड, इट हैज नॉट रिड्यूस्ड. सो अप्रैल में जून in every month जो भी हम लोग February में business close कर रहे थे, we have continued closing that business because I think people have realized that अब एक अच्छे घर में रहना है and we want to get it done with an organized brand in a very hassle free manner, right? So I thank you again for this opportunity, and we welcome all of you to be a part of this opportunity with us. Raghav, over to you.
Is Raghav there? I think Raghav got dropped.
I'll take that up then. Sir, you can see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it. Absolutely. You can make it large. You can just yeah. That's right. Perfect.
So this is what Arrivae's presence and background is. We are present in 15 cities. Now we have about 6 experience centers in all of these geographies. We have 26 channel partner stores. Arrivae bought a part of Johnson Tiles ka brand called Johnson Kitchens, where we have got Johnson Tiles as a partner, which is exclusively distributing us across all their tile and bath formats. We have serviced some 12,500 customers in all of these geographies. Uh, uh, it has been through all channels. The home values जहाँ पे हम लोग service idly करते हैं, in non-Bombay cities, it is between 40 lakhs to 2 crores. In Bombay, because the affordability index is a bit higher, the home values are between 2 to 8 crores. And typically 10% of the home value goes in home interiors, right? So now, what is it that we have uniquely created, which enables us to service all of these homes in these 60 days? And which I was saying that we have married on-site customization to large-scale factory production. And as we go down in this presentation, I'll run you through in terms of what exactly we have done, which has enabled us to do that. This is the presence of Arrivae in various geographies. This is across, so Arrivae के 3 retail store formats हैं. Kitchen wardrobe का एक format है, full home का various formats है, where we do 2,000 square feet stores, 5,000 square feet stores. And these are the formats now we are inviting for franchise opportunities as well. The business works in a distributed manner. So in all of these locations, we have our supply chain presence. So we have one factory which is there in Pune, which is a 65,000 square feet facility. One factory which is in Bangalore, which has just gone live, which is a 30,000 square feet facility. And one small facility in Delhi to service North India. As Arrivae scales up, we would have a presence in Central India to service all Central India geographies, and a presence in Calcutta to service this. But presently, Central India will be serviced from Pune, and Calcutta and East India will be serviced from Delhi. This is, so Arrivae is a full stack proposition. What we mean by that is 75% of whatever we sell is manufactured in our factories. And like you had seen the video, our spaces are designed for life stages. Arrivae का ये व्यू है कि एक कस्टमर अपने लाइफ स्टेजेस में या अपनी लाइफ में 6 फॉर्म्स ऑफ लाइफ स्टेजेस से जाता है, where he is a bachelor, where he is married but doesn't has any kids, where he has kids which are less than 12 years, where he has kids which are teenage kids, where he is living with a joint family, and the 6 stages when he is extremely successful in life, like a lot of you people. So for each stage, as he transitions from one stage to the other, he would want his interiors to be done, or he would want a part of the space to be definitely done. So we, over the last 2.5 years, have created about 45,000 layouts. And ये 45,000 layouts में there are various designs that are created, which our designers can use and customize for any layout. As we go deeper down, I will show you the technology which enables us to do this, right? We have 1 lakh SKUs which our designers can use. And all of this is integrated. Our design platform is integrated to our manufacturing facilities, is integrated to our on-site supply chains. So everything works in a seamless and an automated manner. This is what we mean when we say B2C, so business to customer, so it is custom made. अब आपका एक space है, हम लोग एक furniture वहाँ पे fit नहीं करते हैं, उस space के लिए हम लोग एक furniture specifically design करते हैं, which enables us to optimize that space better. Therefore, in Arrivae, we say that the way that we design a space, हम लोग space का area 20% तक increase करते हैं, and we give it with bhari warranties. So all our furniture carries warranties between 5 to 10 years, which an unorganized ecosystem does not offer. Raghav, feel free to pitch in wherever you want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So these are the offerings of Arrivae: customized furniture, which is made to order for you. There is no charges for design. As we said, we can create a design in 2 hours and offer it to the customer for almost any layouts. And as we go deeper down in our journey, the number of layouts that we have only would increase. All of these are factory finished products with high precision. In our category, vis-a-vis all the other unorganized or organized players, because of our integrated supply chain, hum log ki deliveries are one of the fastest in the category. It is hassle-free, and it has bhari warranties of 5 to 10 years, which is backed by the strong after-sales service of Arrivae, right? Raghav, you want to take it up from here?
Sure. So thanks. I think it's very important when you're trying to deliver a business with the complex operational process to have crisp processes on how you deliver to the customer. So there is in place, a very strong process of how the customer is engaged with, how the first of all the leads are acquired, how are the customers engaged with, how are the what are the various steps involved in meeting a customer, going down to their house, doing a certain measurement in a certain format, presenting the designs to the customer, and therefore getting the quotations from the software itself. So what we have done, we have leveraged technology, created a CRM tool as well, where a designer can track the entire journey of an order. And even for the managers who are managing the designers, it's easy for them to understand at what stage each customer order is at. So it's all been clearly defined to help the designers and the franchisee partners who come on board to know how to go about driving the business. Obviously, I think, we spoke about the important aspects around, what have we differentiated in terms of creating an organized supply chain and an organized delivery to the customer. So, you need to typically link in the various layers involved, right from the design and the measurements all the way to the procurement of raw materials, the manufacturing of it in the factory, and then the on-site installation. Only when all of these layers speak to each other and are in sync can you successfully deliver a home. So that's where we've created a technology which we call Delta Max. It's a software which only Arrivae and Arrivae franchisees are licensed to use. I'll just quickly show a quick small demo of it. Yash, if you can stop sharing your screen, I'll send to that. So what we've done is we've tried to create one platform for all the designers who use Arrivae technology. They can design in this. They can show a 3D in this platform. They can pull out the quotations from the software. And then simply, transfer that to the factory for production. I'll just open up the video.
Raghav, do you want me to play?
Yeah, just a second. Yeah. If you have it, can you play this?
Yeah, I will do it.
Thanks. So like I said, I think every layer has to speak to the other. It starts right from the measurement, which is when the designer goes down to the house of the customer for the first time. In the COVID times, what we've done is our designers are engaging digitally with customers, and it has worked very well, where we take the floor plans from the customer. There is a Bluetooth-enabled app on the mobile of every designer when they can go down. The idea is to convert, your first interaction with the customer to become quite detailed so that you understand the space well. Your first design is what is going to be impressive for the customer, and you need to show them that you have a good understanding of the space, any sort of obtrusions, any sort of beams, columns, etc., which may be coming out, can be captured, which is what differentiates it from a standard 2D AutoCAD layout. For example, if there's a window and you want to sort of denote the height, etc., various annotations can be made in the software. And this kind of helps the designer when they're creating a design to better visualize the space and create things to scale. Therefore, we're giving the customer a very clear picture of what is possible with their space. We're not misleading them, which tends to happen otherwise in the industry, and people get very different results from what was shown and what was actually delivered. After they've taken them on-site measurements, the layout, etc., can be imported directly into the software platform, where there's a library of over 100,000 different customizable modules. All different kinds of finishes, hardware, accessories are built into this library, where based on the customer requirements and budget, a designer can easily pull out the required cabinetry and install it in the space as per the measurements taken. This involves even integrating appliances such as hobs, chimneys, countertops, so that you can create an entire design for the customer. So what we are seeing right now on screen is how a kitchen is coming together, and literally a designer can pull together this kitchen design in the software over the space of 45 minutes to an hour. The exciting element about this software is that it doesn't stop at kitchen and wardrobe. It goes on to providing you full home aspects, and that's the need of the hour, where we can customize an entire home furniture. And the fixed furniture is what typically takes up 70 to 75% of the customer's budget. In any regular sort of modular environment, you would not be able to customize the width, depth, and height. But that's something that Arrivae has worked on, and our factories are capable of customizing each of these modules such that we can optimize each and every customer space. For example, in Bombay, उस आदमी को अपनी real estate सबसे ज़्यादा प्यारी है, because literally the homes are the size of matchboxes. So how can we make the most of every space, provide ample storage so that you can cover whatever requirements are there. There are all different types of options for wardrobes. You can have the sliding wardrobe range, the openable wardrobe range. Arrivae keeps refreshing these finishes in the library based on changing trends. So you can cover off floor to ceiling wardrobes, profile shutters, which are manufactured in our factory, come with warranties, hardware, which is purchased from OEMs such as Hetich. It's also a very easy quotation process. Once the design is completed for the space, the designer just needs to click on a button and a quotation is generated, which is where most of the pain is in this industry, because designers tend to take a long while to quote something to a customer. So you don't need to go back and forth with several contractors. It's all on one platform. 3D renders are from the software itself. The quality of the output is much higher than software such as SketchUp, etc., available in the market. And it's something that gives the designer the customer a real clear view of what to expect from an Arrivae designed home. And later I'll try to also share some material of the renders versus the actuals delivered by Arrivae. But all these tools really help a designer convert and close a customer much faster. Where otherwise, if they would have been trying to source these kind of 3Ds from an outside partner, they would have spent probably a week of going back and forth with the 3D team. Here, all this is given in the hands of the designer so that they can quickly go ahead, cater to the requirements of the customer, make a 3D, show it, get it approved, and move towards closure. Eventually, our intention is that this software should empower a designer to convert orders faster and convert orders efficiently. That's when you can deliver many more orders than you did traditionally working with carpenters and contractors. We've got this entire platform called Delta, where the entire quotation can be assembled. Even elements of loose furniture are built into a catalog, where over 5,000 SKUs of different loose furniture elements such as sofas, where the fabrics, etc., can be customized and selected from a curated range with ready quotation tools. All available, making it a true, one-stop shop experience for the customer. And this has become really, popular given the COVID time as well, because customers don't want to really roam around over the entire market and come back. They prefer to close everything at one place. So that's that's given us a lot of traction over the last few months. Coming to how we sort of execute all this, put it all together, like we've been discussing, that we use technology. the designs which are there get converted into a machine readable output, and that's where the entire ordering process also is thrown out from the technology platform itself. So for example, what we do is we have a batch processing method where if five of us have all ordered the same color of laminate, all those orders are batched together by the software, and accordingly the ordering of raw material takes place in the factory. Those orders are accordingly then cut based on the various designs. We don't need to give any manual drawings to our factory. These are all read by the software itself, which saves a lot of time for the designers, because the design community in the past would have to make several drawings, whether they were ordering the material from a factory or from a carpenter. Several drawings would have to be given. A lot of time would have to be spent on site. All that is avoided, by simply having technology convert your design output into machine readable output. These panels, all of them carry a label which has a QR code. This QR code is something that is standard all throughout, right from the manufacturing to the packing and to the installation. Even during packing, to ensure that all material is packed together, QCs are done. Technology is leveraged to ensure that everything is included in the package before it is dispatched to the customer's home. We leave very little to be done on site. All our drilling, etc., everything happens in the factory itself. All the material is ready for quick installation in a customer's home, and we can literally complete installation within a period of 7 days for a full home and move out. In fact, recently in various parts of India, we've been completing kitchen installations within the course of a day and coming out of a customer's place. What makes it easy for us to achieve full home in 7 days is this QR code, where you can scan the code, and it like a Lego shows the installer which panel has to be assembled in order to create the overall furniture element that has been designed. So really, the technology is supporting the process right on from the process, right from the point where you interact with the customer. You design for the customer, you need to quote to the customer, your procurement and manufacturing, and all the way to the installation. And that's why we call it design to manufacturing to installation. So this is the technology that Arrivae has enabled Arrivae to franchise this business, to take it out to various partners, because it's a common platform. There's not much of data loss that can happen while translating from design to manufacturing, which is very important in this industry to enable us to deliver customers satisfactorily and happily. So that's the technology piece which Arrivae has developed, and we will be training everyone and providing this platform to everyone. I'll just come back to the deck. The partnerships that we have really helped us in our journey, and that's why we've been one of the fastest growing brands in this space. We've built strong strategic partnerships with brands such as Johnson, which is one of the largest tile and bath players in the country, and it gives us a great platform to expand our footprint across the country, as they also exclusively market us for kitchens. There are large real estate players which Arrivae is tied up with in various parts of the country, who promote Arrivae as an interior channel partner. This can be seen actively in Bangalore with Shriram Properties, where we've converted in a given society, we've converted 50 homes already in one single society itself, which represents almost a 20 to 24% kind of conversion rate in that society. We are also, working with real estate groups such as Salarpuria Satva in the south, Nyati Group in the west, and adding on more over there. One, exciting dimension that we've added to this entire process is to make payments easy. Creating and building your home is a once or twice in a lifetime opportunity for any person, and you don't want to sort of compromise at that time, and especially when you're spending on it once or twice. So we've also introduced easy payment options through no-cost EMIs, through personal loans, or even home loan top-ups, where the fixed furniture can be built into a part of the home loan, and the furniture can be financed at home loan kind of rates. So that's a very interesting aspect, and is going to give us a lot more traction in the coming years as the business evolves and the industry evolves. Because currently with carpenters and contractors, Customers have to pay upfront for material, they have to pay upfront labor charges, but these kind of liquidity options will really help people spend a little bit more and get the home of their dreams, when they're designing it with us. We use very, very high quality raw materials. Obviously, we are giving associated warranties, and the material is being manufactured in our factories. So we take complete accountability of the raw materials that are provided. We're working with large and renowned OEMs such as Hettich, which is one of the most renowned German hardware businesses in the world. There's Bloom. We're using plywood from brands such as Century Ply, edge banding from Rehau, and laminates, etc., also from Merino. These are some of the best names that you would hear, and provide a differentiation in the quality of the product, to the customer, which is often where people have qualms and complaints when they work with the local carpenter ecosystem. Our entire technology is also co-created with the largest, one of the largest furniture groups in the world, which works across countries like Poland, Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, China. And we've worked to perfect our technology to ensure that it suits Indian lifestyle and Indian needs. So it's a tried and tested technology, which is working very well across various geographies. Quickly, I'll come to why, why should one partner with Arrivae? What does this opportunity have for investors and dealers? I think this is an opportunity to enter into a very exciting industry, a very large domain. The furniture business in India, in terms of numbers, stands in larger than a $20 billion industry opportunity. There are very few businesses where the average ticket price, the average sale value would be upwards of 5 to 6 lakh rupees. And this, this opportunity today presents any dealer and investor a chance to enter into a high growth, high return business environment. It's a very easy and transparent process. As you've seen, I think, we've created technology to ensure that everything is very transparent, and communication is mostly driven through the technology rather than through, human processes, which makes it easy to deliver. There's zero inventory requirements, which is extremely important. I think, from an investor's mindset, you want to be as asset light as possible today, because these are uncertain times, and zero inventory businesses are extremely appealing. Everything is a just-in-time supply chain for us, and our ability to deliver within 45 to 60 days to a customer is backed by our technology over there. It's a high margin, business with paybacks for the various models ranging right from 12 months up to 26 months, depending on the various, different formats that an investor or dealer can go with. And of course, you get the benefit of seeing how an Industry 4.0 kind of manufacturing works.
And also, just to add to that, see, I think बाकी जगह जहाँ पे demand का problem है, I think in this business model there's no gaps of demands. So be rest assured that if you choose to take up an Arrivae franchisee, the entire leads and marketing support will be done by Arrivae. So we will ensure that you have enough leads and more business than what you can service at any point of time. So, business will not be a problem for you. Of course, ये अपन लोग को सबको पता है, this is a detailed oriented job. So we are looking for those franchisees who can be very involved in the business. And, I think where we will face bottlenecks to make the business successful is to ensure that good quality execution.
Coming to, we've already touched upon some of the points on this slide. I'll come to, what kind of brand support franchisees can expect from Arrivae. One is when a franchisee is getting into a franchisee-owned, franchisee-operated kind of model where they would be actively involved in the operations. Right from the point of startup, Arrivae will be assisting with helping them identify the right kind of site and location to create an experience center. We would be also helping out and with the hiring processes to ensure that we have the right skill sets, employed in the store. There would be support from Arrivae over there. Of course, the final calls, etc., have to be done and taken by the franchisee, but there would be enough support from Arrivae. And, there would be a lot of technology, etc., which we've already discussed. That entire technology platform will be provided to the franchisees. leads is something that the franchisee need not rely on Arrivae. Of course, if we do choose a location where there is high footfall, those leads will accrue to any franchisee, but also there would be digital filtered leads which will be provided by Arrivae to the stores to ensure that there is enough food on the plate for every designer hired by the franchisee so that they can earn the desired revenues. All sorts of business management tools which are available to our teams and which we've been using successfully over the last 3 years. The lead management software, the quotation software, will be provided. Various different tools required to enable, installation are also in the in process and will be deployed soon across all the franchisees. I think production and logistics is something that's completely that franchisees can rely on Arrivae from. It's a one point of contact from a factory perspective. The franchisee is very clear about which factory the material is coming from. There's enough data transfer to inform the franchisee on what date the materials, etc., are being delivered. All after-sale services and warranties for Arrivae products are taken care by the brand, and that's our strong pitch to the customer. And the other aspect which Arrivae can also help out with is, in tying up with some of the local developers and design studios to integrate with a certain store so that we can ensure continued business, over a period of time to ensure that we grow. So our overall proposition is that, we try to monetize on walk-in customers. If at all any investor or dealer is already in the existing business of, say, tiles, bath, or other aspects of home furnishings, they can try to upsell and sell a lot more products to the same customers. Because as we discussed, if a customer is spending 10 lakh rupees on his home, he will probably end up spending 7 lakh rupees of that on his fixed furniture, including his kitchens, wardrobes, side tables, TV units. So we want to try and get the most from every customer who comes to our store. The models don't entail high investment. It's a one-time upfront investment in the display center that is created. No other investment in stocks, etc., required, as we've discussed. High margins, and one of the biggest problems this solves in this industry is advance payments. The payments are very structured. Customers are required to pay 50% prior to production and 50% prior to delivery, which ensures that we don't have issue of receivables, etc., which tend to be there in other businesses of a similar type. I've already discussed a lot of aspects of brand support. I think we've spoken about store setup. We've spoken about training in terms of the entire sales conversion know-how, the software, the design technology. We've spoken about process management. Marketing is something that Arrivae will be taking on its shoulders and ensuring that there's enough leads from every time to time with all the designers. We will also help create the right tracking processes and mechanisms so that franchisees can track the businesses and the right metrics at the right time. We'll be doing enough and more, online advertising and promotions, which will always benefit the franchisee ecosystem of Arrivae. So, we've created, coming to the various different formats in which a franchisee can, partner with Arrivae. We've created different formats based on different investment and return appetite of the investor. It starts right from a 10 lakh rupee modular kitchen and wardrobe store investment, where 350 odd square feet of space is something that can be started off with, 350 to 500 square feet. The setup cost for this is around 10 lakh rupees. The franchisee fee is laid out over here, 1 lakh rupee for a modular kitchen wardrobe store of that size, and 3 lakh rupees for a full home store. As I discussed, the ROIs are extremely exciting, 75%, and we'll look into this more deeply while I come through to the other detailed aspects around the finances. We've kept different models, so people with investment appetites right from 10 lakhs on to 50 lakhs can partner with us and become a part of this business. So you could start with a full home store with an investment of 21 lakh rupees, going up to 48 lakh rupees in various models. The FOCO model I must highlight over here is something which is franchisee owned, company operated. Arrivae is equally vested in that store along with the franchisee. where the operational costs are taken on by Arrivae and the operations are run by Arrivae. The franchisee is more of an investor in that kind of a store format. Our demand mapping, and I'll come to that, typically is done in a very scientific manner. We're looking to expand pan-India now, but the way we set out and decide on which locations and how many number of stores is directly linked also to the number of deliveries and the number of possessions in any given market. For example, Mumbai has over 400,000 apartments for possession over the next 24 months. Which clearly gives us an idea of the fact that we can cluster Mumbai into various different regions and create stores to cater to the local demand in each upcoming area of developments. Similarly, there would be studies done for Bangalore, Kerala, Delhi, NCR, etc. And there are opportunities to even open up in tier 2, tier 3 cities. Indore presents unique opportunities. There's parts of Gujarat such as Surat, Ahmedabad, which could be very exciting belts, and Arrivae has no presence there, and we would be very keen to onboard strong franchisee partners in those regions. As discussed, these are the sort of 25 preferred go-to locations upfront based on the demand studies we've done until now. In the north, we'd like to focus more on towards the metro and the tier 2 cities. So Delhi, Punjab belt broadly. You've got Delhi, Chandigarh, Amritsar. We've already got, in fact, 3 stores in Delhi, and the city is capable of absorbing more. There's a lot of potential because, like we've discussed, leads are something that is not an issue. There's a lot of demand for the service of home interiors and furniture. It's about creating the right service, the right products, and the right deliveries where the proposition can really become famous amongst them. And the south belts of Karnataka, Chennai, Coimbatore, Hyderabad are hot cities. We should target presences in all these locations, and very keen to hear of interest coming in from these locations going forward. Arrivae already has presences in Bangalore and Kerala, and we've also specially created a manufacturing facility to cater to these markets so that we can improve our delivery timelines, which currently lie between 45 to 60 days. We would like to sort of gradually bring these towards 30 to 45 days, and hence the special focus to create a factory to cater to the south geography as well. In the west, Arrivae has already got a strong footing in Mumbai and Pune. We've also ventured into cities like Aurangabad, Ahmednagar, where interestingly we see very good demand for modular kitchens. There are customers even in those cities who want to spend 8 to 10 lakh rupees on a kitchen. And, we could easily achieve some of the numbers that we've laid out in the financial models for the business in those parts of the country as well. Kolkata is a hub that we would be keen to explore on the eastern part of India. So I think, Yash has already touched upon this, but the franchisee who would be, most apt to partner with Arrivae need not necessarily be from the background of interiors, but as long as someone who's, willing to be involved in a new age business, this is something that is, going to gain more and more traction over the years. It's a very organized way. It creates a lot of value for customers because we save time, we create price transparency, we provide quality assurances, so it's a very, very valuable proposition for the customers. Franchisees who have the ability to, industry knowledge is always welcome. It's always better, but even people who don't have an understanding of the business, given our background, given our support, given our platforms, it could be something that you could come to terms with easily. The investment levels are not very high. As I said, it ranges from 10 to 50 lakh rupees. And it becomes a very interesting opportunity for someone who is looking to launch their next generation into a business which can generate, 50 to 60 lakhs of monthly turnover. It's a unique opportunity for that set of people. I'll quickly just come to the finances in detail. Just a second.
Raghav, before you do that, can you just show them how we do our demand mapping so that they know that what is the reason why we don't have lack of leads at any point of time?
Sure. So So I hope my screen is visible to all.
Yeah.
So typically what we do here to map demand is our tech teams go and mine data from various different sources online and offline to understand what are the different kind of possessions and new societies coming up in various parts of a certain city. Here we've taken Mumbai, for example, and split Mumbai up into various different clusters where we have mapped what are the apartments coming up for possession over the next 12 months. This gives us a clear idea that today, if we are entering a certain market or creating a certain store, either ourselves or with the franchisee, we know that there's enough and more demand available in that local cluster. So the various pin codes for each associated with each area are clustered over here. And therefore, it makes logical sense for us to accordingly evaluate what type of store, what format of store, whether it should be 1,000 square feet, whether it should be a 350 square feet modular kitchen, or whether it should be a 2,000 or a larger format store for that matter. So, this gives us a very good idea of how to map the demand in various cities. And hence, what we always pitch to any franchisee partner is that they be rest assured on the quantum of business that would be driven to their store and the amount of traffic that we will drive to the store, because it is all studied right from a bottoms-up approach over here.
So Raghav, if you just go and click on Thane, so दोस्तों इसमें क्या किया हुआ है ना, we have taken the RERA data. हम लोग को पता है exactly कि कितने possessions for example थाने में आ रहे हैं, कौन सी buildings में वो possession आ रहे हैं, कौन से लोग आने को रहने वाले हैं वहाँ पे. So like Thane will be a combination of maybe 14-15 pin codes, and say ये particular pin code है where we know that there's about 8,458 apartments which are coming up for possession, where people are actually going to come and live. So like when we look at Thane as a micro market, there would be about 70,000 apartments which we know are coming up in the next 12 to 18 months for possession. तो इसलिए हमको पता है कि यहाँ पे अभी 3,000 स्क्वायर फुट का स्टोर करना है, 10,000 स्क्वायर फुट का स्टोर करना है, कितने नंबर ऑफ डिजाइनर्स होने चाहिए. So hence it's a very demand linked approach in terms of where all should Arrivae be present in. So like for example, in a place like Kochi, we are clear that before we are entering over there and we are creating our own store over there as well, there we know that 4,500 apartments are up for delivery in the next 12 months. कौन से developers में, so we would know that Joy Lucas has this society names in which these number of people are going to come and start living over there. Right, so therefore, I think this is the reason why people should not worry about leads at any point of time being associated with the Arrivae platform and ecosystem.
I'll come to the financials part of all the different formats. I'll start with the 2,000 square feet franchisee-owned, franchisee-operated model. Here, typically, we guide the franchisee on how to create the entire business, and the franchisee is deeply involved in the operations. It is for a profile of a person who wants to be involved in the business operations. And accordingly, they earn a margin on the product. There's an initial Capex outlay to be made in the display of the store. So in a 2,000 square feet store, we can fit in around 8 spaces. These spaces are different, formats. They could be bedrooms, bedroom looks, living rooms, kids' rooms, kitchens. So it gives the customer an idea of, what quality of design, what quality of execution is possible. And it gives a touch-in and real feel to the customer. So it's important to have a very nice and attractive experience center. Of course, it's not a ready-made furniture model where someone picks it up and takes it home. It's a demo. And basis this, each customer's home is personally designed for them. Which is decided through the technology platform, etc. The software presentation is shown, but they can always come to the store and see the quality of the materials over there. So there's around a 24 lakh rupee investment in getting up those 8 spaces that are there. There would be an investment towards appliance and decoration of around 10 lakh rupees to ensure the store is attractive. This would cover elements such as wallpapers, different kinds of lighting, etc. To do up the space well. There would be a fit out cost associated depending upon the kind of location and where we are. We've assumed a 5 lakh rupee towards the fit outs and the signages. The laptops, for the team who are going to be there are also built up over here. because each designer would, of course, need to work on a laptop to create the proposal to the customer. So the Capex against the technology, etc., is covered. So overall, the investment works out to 45 lakh rupees, including the franchisee fee, of which Arrivae is offering to subsidize 12 lakh rupees for the franchisee. So 50% of the furniture cost is borne by Arrivae. The net upfront investment by any franchisee in this model would be around 33 lakh rupees. Why this number looks higher and why the gross project cost is shown at 4926 is we've also built in 3 months of operational costs to flag off upfront to the investor and dealer before the business becomes self-sufficient and earns its own cash flows. This amount of money may be needed to be invested upfront so that the business can get going. How does it, how do we set out the store overall? We need to set out a store to try and achieve 50 to 60 lakh of monthly revenues in a 2,000 square feet store. That should be the basic target. For that, the organization structure is that we have one person in a position of a showroom manager. This could be someone who is a senior member of the design industry. We would have 4 interior designers who are qualified interior designers, hiring support, etc. Profiles will be explained to the franchisees. And you would have a project manager and an installation team. Initially, this cost can also be kept variable and through tie-ups with various carpenters, contractors. But over time, it would be more optimal and more margin accretive to have these on the payroll. Apart from that, you would have a rental cost. We built in, according to a metro city, around 100 rupees per square foot. But obviously, if you talk about tier 2, tier 3 cities, this would be much lesser. And there would be some amount of cost obviously incurred towards the general overheads such as security, electricity, facilities management. So there would be a monthly fixed cost of around 5.5 lakh rupees, on a full-blown basis in this model. The revenue that we target over here, like I said, is around 60 lakhs of business. What is the breakup of this? Is that we provide around 75 odd leads to the store. From the 75 odd leads, we meet with and have detailed discussions with 50% of the customers, and on a very conservative basis, for the purpose of calculation, 1 in every 5 of those customers who we have given quotations to will convert with Arrivae. Therefore, on an average transaction value of around 8 lakh rupees per customer, we could do around 60 lakhs of business. What are the margins over here for the franchisee? The franchisee typically gets a 28% on the sales price as a margin overall to meet out all his costs and to cover any discounts that he may offer. So the discount is something that is in the hands of the franchisee based on how they close it with the customer. On an average in Arrivae, we've seen that when you are trying to be a bit salesy and you're trying to also launch promotions, you may need to incur around 7 to 9% on discounts. And hence, that is also built in into this model. There would be certain incentives which would be outlined for the sales team and the design teams so that they are motivated to complete their jobs in given timelines and collect monies from the customer in time. Even the gap, the GST outflow on the profits has been considered as a part of this. So if we're doing approximately 54 odd lakhs of monthly revenue, the net profit post GST, etc., in the hands of a dealer works out to around 2.25 lakhs on a monthly basis with a payback period. So this on an investment of 33 lakhs works out to a payback of 15 months. If the tenure of the franchisee is 5 years with us, typically a franchisee could look to earn around 1.35 CR of profit from this venture, which is 4 times the money that they invested upfront, resulting in an extremely high return on the investment. So that's the franchisee-owned, franchisee-operated model. I'll come to franchisee-owned, company-operated.
Gaurav, should we stop for any questions, or do you think that we should continue explaining the models?
Continue explain. I think doing very well. It's very elaborate, so it's coming well. So if we can also quickly go on a 1,500 and 1,000 just from a Capex viewpoint.
Sure. Okay. So,
Capex.
yeah. models more or less similar, friends, in the operation model. So I won't go into details over there. But from a Capex perspective, obviously, since there's lesser space and lesser to spend on the space, that gets optimized. So over there, in the 2,000 square feet model, where the setup cost required was 33 lakhs, in the 1,500 square feet, this can be managed in 27 lakh rupees with a similar payback period time frame of around 15 to 16 months. But obviously, the upfront monies that an investor or dealer has to put in is lesser. Similar to the earlier model, Arrivae subsidizes 50% of the furniture cost. So if 18 lakhs is the investment in the furniture, 9 lakhs is invested by Arrivae. We've again built in and shown the OPEX cost upfront over here that would be required for 3 months. So here in a 1,500 square feet, the monthly earning opportunity, is at around 1.75 lakhs a month on the investment of 27 lakh rupees. The margin structure remains broadly very similar to what I discussed earlier. There's a 28% margin on the goods. You bear your variable incentive costs, and you have a fixed cost base of around 9 to 10%, leaving you with a 4 to 5% margin. Obviously, this is how it works for an average month in the first and second year of the business. But obviously, from the third year of business, we will also start seeing growth. A franchisee would logically onboard more designers over here, which would be able to really increase the sales turnover from the same store and same space without adding on more Capex. Coming to the 1,000 square feet model, the setup costs are even lower at around 21 lakhs. We would probably be able to do up around 4 to 5 spaces over here as against the 8 spaces in a 2,000 square feet model. So the investment in the furniture reduces further, and the rest of the factors continue to apply. Even your operating costs, fixed costs are much lower. So if someone is looking to start out with a more conservative budget, in a 1,000 square feet store, you don't need to deploy 4 or 5 designers. You can start out with 2 designers and a showroom manager to drive the kind of business. And we should be targeting typically around anywhere between 30 to 35 lakhs of monthly business so that we can comfortably earn our payback within a 14 to 15 month time frame. Here you get a bit of benefit on the fixed cost. Since 1,000 square feet, your overheads would be much lower, as I discussed, and therefore a bit better margins over there for the person. But on an absolute basis, you would not earn as much as a 2,000 square feet store, with where the difference in the Capex is only hardly 10 or 11 or 12 lakh rupees. So that's covering off both the 1,000 and 1,500 square feet formats. I'll come to franchisee owned, company operated. The profile of investor and dealer this suits is someone who doesn't want to be involved in the daily activities, may find it a bit complex or something that they're not really suited to. But there's an opportunity for them to still be a part of this and make money on this business idea over here. So the investment is very similar. There's a 25 lakh rupee investment for the 8 or 9 spaces that have to be installed in the experience center. We would have a franchisee fee, and there would be a refundable deposit, which would also be a part of the overall investment here. Arrivae over here has to completely, be involved in the operations. We would be hiring our teams to ensure that we can aim to deliver the numbers that we've shown on the screen here. So our guidance is that in year 1, we would average anywhere between 35 to 35 odd lakh of monthly business, moving on to around 50 lakh of monthly business from year 2 onwards, and then sort of having a 15 to 20% growth profile over there. So we would actually be investing almost equivalent to the franchisee in 2 years' time, because we would be hiring all the designers on our payroll, managing all the operations over here. What the franchisee partner needs to do here is invest in the store. If there are any rentals that are to be borne, they bear the rentals and electricity costs. And typically, the margin that the revenue share that we would give them would be 11% on the sales over here. So for example, if we're doing around 6 crores of annual sales, the opportunity to earn margin is of around 65 to 66 lakh odd rupees, as shown in the year 2, which is also a very healthy margin given the upfront investment of around 48 lakhs. So that's the franchisee-owned, company-operated way where an investor could participate with Arrivae. I'll come to the smaller format, which is the modular kitchen wardrobe format. Here we don't display the full home spaces. We display the kitchens and wardrobes. We show different hardware, accessories, etc. They're all built in into the displays. The overall investment in this business is around 10 lakh rupees. The displays are of around 12 lakhs, subsidized at 50%. So 6 lakh rupees on the kitchens and wardrobes, and an additional 2 lakh rupees are invested towards the appliances and accessories in the store. There would be this is usually, what we've seen is 350, 500 square feet is what a dealer tends to give from his existing store. So there's not much of fit out related cost in setting up this store. There's around 1 lakh of rupees, which can be considered for signage or any, minimal electrical work required over there. And 1 lakh rupees of franchisee fee has been considered. Now, what kind of revenue can we target in this business? In the initial setup phase of the business, there could be around 2 kitchens and 2 customers that we could target monthly on conversion. This works out to around, 3.5 lakh rupees per customer ticket value. An average kitchen price is around 2.5 lakh rupees and a wardrobe of 1 lakh rupees. If we just take that as a ballpark figure for calculation purpose, in the first 6 months with 2 customers monthly, we could be looking at around 7 lakhs of business. The margin here on the selling price is 10%. Again, here the design, etc. is the design team, etc. is hired by Arrivae. Leads are a mix of the walk-ins, because this is a slightly retail format kind of store. So the leads are a mix of the walk-ins as well as the digital leads from Arrivae. Going on into year 1 and year 2, of course, this business would grow to move from 2 closures a month to around 4 closures a month, which sort of represents a very healthy return profile, where with just a mere investment of 10 lakh rupees, there's an opportunity to earn almost 1 lakh rupees monthly kind of operating profit from this business. So, and kitchens is something that is really, really going large across the entire landscape of the country. Like I said, even tier 2, tier 3 cities, you have a lot of architects who are now endorsing factory-made modular kitchens rather than carpenter-made kitchens on site. So in summary, various different models catering to all different investors depending on their risk and reward appetite, with payback periods very reasonable in the range of, typically most models in the second year see a payback over here in franchising with Arrivae. So that's what I've got on the franchisee piece. What I can quickly show you now is I'll just go through a standard Arrivae proposal to give you a flavor of what a designer shows a customer. Yeah, I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah.
So this is broadly just to show what, a sneak peek on what we show the customer, what's in it for the customer, why they like working with services like us. We've spoken about the space saving aspect. It's a huge value proposition. 450 square feet becomes 550 square feet with the kind of, furniture you install. The differentiator to the contractor, transparent quotations, warranties, no changes in those prices, no delays, no hassles, good visibility of when you should move in. In fact, with developers, we have a proposition where, if we know about the OC date 2 months in advance, we can design the home and accordingly time the delivery of furniture according to the OC, so that customers don't need to pay EMI and rent at the same time while waiting for their new apartment. We always capture the life stage and various sort of requirements of every customer while creating a design idea for them. All these 3Ds, which I'm showing you, are something which are from our software. This is the output a designer shows the customer while locking him in. So very, very attractive and impressive looking designs for all different spaces in the home, kitchens, bedrooms, living rooms, depending on the lifestyle, walk-in wardrobes, all that is possible in our software platform. some unique pieces of furniture which are not in the market with others or other brands. You've got fixtures like tatamis and in your study units, which also add on a lot of value to make the space multifunctional. Different color options, various different finish options ranging from laminate, glass, acrylics, paint, PU, all are available within the Arrivae ecosystem. The PVC membranes, and quickly just coming to some of the render versus actual. So delivering exactly what is shown in a render to a customer is something that we pride ourselves for. So that's all I've got for now. Gaurav, Sonia, we can probably open up for questions, if any, from our participants.
Raghav, till we do that, while Gaurav and Sonia are doing that, in 1 minute, we can also show a production facility to all the people briefly over here.
Sure.
Select program is the information from the customer. The entire design gets converted into machine language and fed to our servers in our factories. The factory team pulls out the data from the server and prints the unique labels which have all the necessary information for entire journey of all the panel components till installation. Laminate process receives the laminate pasting instructions. With the help of high-speed glue, the lamination gets completed in the hot press, which ensures the core material is moisture-proof and has even coating of laminate. These QR-coded labels are then given to our high-speed cutting machines, and cutting instructions are fed electronically through server to the machine, thus ensuring the precision without any manual intervention. We get the final output as QR-coded panel components. These QR-coded panels are fed to the next process of edge banding, where all 4 sides of the panel gets edge banded and ensures these panels are safe from any moisture throughout their life cycle. Our edge band machines are one of the fastest machines in India with high precision. Post edge band, the panels are fed to high-speed CNC machines through high-speed conveyor system. The machines read the QR code and gets the program directly from server and does the drilling, routing operations at desired location on the component. Now comes the QC and sorting process. Each panel is checked for its size, color, drilling pattern, edge band, and the material gets sorted through scanner, customer-wise. The final process of packaging takes place with the help of scanning all the panels and packed into the pre-designated boxes, thus ensuring that 100% completeness check is in place. The detailed packing list confirms to the pre-decided box contents, ensure that no component is missed and results in a much consolidated material segregation and identification. All the boxes are then scanned to ensure the completeness check for all the required components prior to loading them into the truck. Post 100% check, the truck moves to deliver the home to one more happy customer from Arrivae.
Thank you, Raghav. Thank you, Yash, for a fabulous presentation. I think it was very, very elaborate. And, while we have actually gone more than 1 hour, but I think it was very important for people to understand how, being an integrated operator, you were working on that. And I feel that you just have to highlight some points, and then maybe we can talk about some questions. This is a business model which has great advantages. One, I think the advantage is that they are providing you leads. The biggest problem for companies for when they get into business like this is, how do I get a business? So one of the biggest advantage I saw was this. Second is the inventory light model. So it doesn't have it, just have a display. It doesn't have any inventory, so you don't have any kind of inventory losses and so on and so forth. Third, it's a high ticket business. even if you do say 3 transactions or 4 transactions a month, you will be able to still make a lot of sense financially, because average home and as Yash initially told, that this is the highest ticket spend when you do for your home. And even 7-8 lakh rupees per ticket per home is very low. I think the numbers can go even higher. The people can, for bigger houses, can even spend much, much higher. So in all sense, this business becomes extremely interesting to going forward. So I'll take one question, Yash, from you, or maybe Raghav, you want to answer. When you put the display, this is a business which has become extremely big. I mean, if you look at China, there are companies which are running 5,000 stores and things of that nature. So there is a very large, capabilities which can drawn in. But it also runs from a lot of regular changes. Say if you put now settings, and these settings are for a certain period, and if you are to really refresh the stores 5 to 6 months from now, and so what would you do? You will change the material, and there would be a fresh investment from a franchisee, or how that would be captured? Because 5 years, over the 5 years of contract, the displays would have to change, and we've done a lot of modular kitchen business where, I mean, they would refresh the designs and refresh the structure. How does that is defined in the Capex?
So Gaurav, I'll just give a quick perspective on this. See, there are 2 ways. I think apart from the displays, there are new product lines that Arrivae keeps on launching. For example, if I take a Noida dealer who took a franchisee, they started with a kitchen and wardrobe setup. They took a full home franchisee. Now they're taking a curtains product line, which Arrivae is launching, and expanding to more spaces. So while I think people are investing more in the display, the ticket size of the product also keeps on increasing. As Arrivae just launched curtains on 10th August. Curtains are like 5% of the value of home interiors. And again, where a franchisee gets to earn about 20 to 25,000 rupees per home, jahan pe 5 lakh ka interior hota hai, which is one. The second is, from time to time, yes, there would be display changes, possibly once in a year. But, the display changes are only across the shutters, which are there for modular products, which is about possibly 20% of the cost of the overall display. Right. The third is Arrivae also has this option where a franchisee can take a display loan and a franchisee can pay over a 27 months time frame. So I think to keep the store updated, to keep showing new product lines to the customers, this is a very minimal cost from time to time to upkeep the store, which the franchisee would have to pay.
Sure. And I think the second point, this is one point which you should keep in mind when you're taking a franchise, because end of the day, they would continue to bring in more value-added products, and every time the value-added product can give you additional incremental sales, hence you will be able to cover the cost. But there should be a provision in this business, maybe a small reinvestment or Capex investment every year, which a franchisee should keep a provision to refresh the stores. And this is a mistake a lot of franchisees don't really consider. That's one. Second, I think what the numbers we saw are absolutely right, but there is a cycle of reaching out to what I call optimum performance and the peak performance. So fundamentally, while we have understood that the sales cycle is about, say, 60 lakh rupees, the first quarter might take a little more longer for you. So you need to keep the provision. Sometimes the franchisee starts getting restless very soon, because they feel this is a very long-term business. Once you get into the business, once you build your clientele, this business is not only for 5 years. While the 5 years is showing 4 times your capital, but it can go, I mean, there's nothing is stopping you to do 10 years, 15 years in business like this. And this is a phenomenal category. And I think the future of business, what they have done, they have beautifully integrated the entire business from a consumer experience viewpoint. I see consumer experience clearly in a digital space where a customer is able to customize his furniture, which has been a problem. Second, I think the efficiencies which they have built from the overall integration and of the manufacturing. And now what they're doing is the last mile consumer fulfillment and experience point, which comes from a franchisee. So if franchisee is able to handle the last mile consumer experience and continue to deliver, this business model, I would say, has a very, very strong potential. And Franchiseindia strongly believes on this business model, because we feel that this has a future. Sonia, over to you, because we've run quite a bit, and I want to disturb, because it is always good to give a full detailed presentation. And I really appreciate that it had everything almost covered. So any questions you quickly want to take before we...
Sure. One thing I'd like to thank Yash and Raghav. I think it was fairly detailed presentation, and we have received a lot of appreciation on the content and detailing aspect of it. And a lot of questions which I see people asking initially have been answered through the presentation course, but few questions which I want to pick up, and some I think we leave it for one-on-one discussions with you, where I've requested all our viewers to come on a call. The one that I want to pick up is maybe I'll pick one of the inquiries. Are you also open for manufacturing? For example, I've received one inquiry from one of our viewers from Pune who has a large facility out there, which is 45,000 square feet of plot, he said he has, and he's ready to get into any kind of association. So do you see manufacturing at this point in time open? Is one question which I request if you would want to take that up.
I think there's a lot of vacant capacity which is there in the country. What the Arrivae manufacturing system does is it brings this entire automation module which connects various machines in the factory, provides the production instructions, provide the raw materials. So the only thing the factory has to do is to do job work. Presently, I think for West India, we have a good 65,000 square feet facility in Pune, with a person who has been in the business for a long period of time and has delivered quality products. I think maybe at a future date, but for the next 12 months, I don't see a visibility of having a production facility in Pune.
And I also feel that this should never be done. I mean, I think there will be people who would put capabilities, and as a company, you should really focus on the entire consumer experience design capability. I think at a heart, you need to be a design company, and from an experience viewpoint, a technology integrated O2O platform. So that's where the value creation is going to be. And I think by the time you are enhancing the design and the consumer experience capability, this business is very, very large. And a lot of manufacturers are already there. And you are absolutely right. There is a very large capability already been built, but they don't have ability to create demand. And also lack design capabilities, more fabrication capabilities people have.
Yep. Another question which I think would be relevant for many, because you did talk about the FOCO model where you also invest, and there is a big role that the company also plays in day-to-day operations of the business and also bringing business. Is there a qualification of a franchisee or a spot or a location based on which you want to filter the inquiries coming in? Because I'm sure this is not open for all locations and all kind of inquiries coming in. Is there any 1, 2, or 3 things that you want to mention as a qualifying criteria for a FOCO model?
So I think the places that we have listed right now and the cities that Arrivae is present in, the way that, as we explained, we go about the store is very demand-led. So we see that what are the deliveries that are coming over there from a 3-year perspective, and then only enter that geography. So if there's any interest for a particular geography, people can reach out. And if we see that that is a potential area, we would be very keen and open for a FOCO franchisee. Just like to give a perspective, like Ahmedabad, I saw someone asked a question that how do you plan the number of stores in a place? So like Ahmedabad has about 40,000 deliveries a year. So about 4,500 deliveries per month, which developers hand over. So we see Ahmedabad to be distributed in 3 micro markets: West Ahmedabad, East Ahmedabad, and Gandhinagar. Because East Ahmedabad will have apartment values less than 20 lakhs. West Ahmedabad will have apartment values which are on an average about 70-75 lakhs. And Gandhinagar again would have between 20 to 50 lakh rupees. So I think, and we know that what are the exact number of deliveries possibly or likely that will come up over there. So on the basis of that, we are picking up franchises in these geographies.
Sure. Great, Yash. I don't want to pick many other questions since we've already reached our timeline, but I would request all our viewers, and I've written to all of them, if we could perhaps get you on a maybe a slot with them where they can have maybe 25 minutes to half an hour or whatever time with you to discuss their maybe their queries and maybe their business model that you want to do. And I'll just like to maybe sum up Yash and Raghav here, and also for all our viewers. So I personally feel there are 2 ways as far as a company, like you mentioned about Ahmedabad. So as a company, because being a tech-enabled company, they're sitting already with a lot of database, and these data points will also help franchisee enable locations where they can procure business from, and maybe the cities which has a big potential. And from the consumer perspective, they've made and simplified the process of getting into or taking these services where the entire experience is integrated from design partners, logistics, production, and financing as well, which not many companies have done. So they've also integrated financing into the business model, and they've made it more affordable at the end of the day, which I feel is one of the most important aspect of giving home solutions. And from the investment point of view, one of the biggest risks which people or franchisees, I would say, they carry is that of investment in the stock, which also is a risk here, because we are looking at a asset light model, which is comparatively higher to scale and also reduces a lot of operational costs in the business. So with this, Yash, maybe, before we close, maybe any last remark you and Raghav would want to give to the audience who is listening to you today.
So, I think we are very young. The company is young. We see a large opportunity. Globally, this category is growing at 35%. This category in total would be $100 billion in revenue size, and $35 billion are added in Japan, China, Singapore, Indonesia, Australia, and India also. 40 लाख जो घर डिलीवर होते हैं just new home requirements, then उसके बाद renovation requirements, and this industry is pretty because there's a huge shift from unorganized to organized, so real estate का बहुत ज़्यादा impact इस industry में नहीं पड़ता है. So just to give a perspective, जैसे Chinese real estate as a market degrew by 1% from 2013 to 2018, but custom furniture industry in China increased at 35%. So in a lot of ways, this is a evergreen model, just because I think the value shift which is happening from unorganized to organized. For anyone who wants to get their second generation or is looking for a newer business opportunity, आप 2-2.5 लाख का product bare minimum बेचते हो without any inventory, without any stock risk. What is important to dealers is also a smoother experience. This is a complex operations. हम लोग से भी गलतियां होती हैं, but I think we are on our feet to solve all those mistakes, and we are standing to ensure that we deliver quality customer experience, because we understand that that is only what will scale the business in the longer period of time.
Absolutely, and I've had a chance to work with one of the startups in China. In only 2 years, this company went into becoming a $1 billion company, and they are into what I call custom furniture and flexi homes. So now a new set of furniture is being designed where you can change the design. I mean, in the evening, it's where you can sleep. In the day, it becomes your office to work. And so a lot of that is going on. And that can only happen with a very large capability in the design sense, and also precision in terms of our manufacturing capabilities. So I think all that would change the way people lived and the way they consumed furniture in the past. And I think that's a big opportunity. Any last comment from you, Raghav?
Yeah, I'll just quickly add, I don't think investors and dealers should feel shy of the pandemic impact on this business. In fact, in COVID, it has had a positive rub-off, because now customers are spending a lot more time at home. So they've realized a lot more parts of their home need some sort of sprucing up or redoing. Secondly, they've been able to connect with us digitally. They don't want to entertain carpenters in their house right now. So factory-made furniture is hygienic, and it's something that is dispatched and professionally installed in your homes. So these aspects, and this is the right time when the market is, by the time you invest and your store opens up, you'll be coming into an opening up an economy which is opening up. So you'll see a lot of momentum. So I think it's a good time to evaluate this kind of a business opportunity right now.
Absolutely. Archana, you want to say the thank you and we close the session, because I think
Sure. So we would like to extend our thanks to all the participants who have joined us today. Thank you so much, entire team of Arrivae, for coming up today and interacting digitally with us. We thank you so much, Atul sir. Thank you, Yash. Thank you, Raghav. Thank you so much, our panel member, for sharing their insights about the industry, about the brand. You can connect with us at our business hotline number, which is 9717683838. That's the number where you can suggest, where you can give your suggestion, request, inquiry. We would definitely love to reply on.
We can do a 31st as a date for having a discovery day, where we can organize one-on-one discussions. Is it okay with all of you, Atul, Yash, and Raghav? 31st, can we keep a date for one-on-one discussion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. So 31st is the day where you have a chance to interact one-to-one with the team of Arrive, and you can get all the queries. Please do share your detailed profile with us so that we do a filtration. Share your suggestions, request, inquiry at our business hotline number, which is 9717683838. You can also connect with Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am at their respective liminitis will definitely come back to you to provide you the solution. We invite you, before you go, we invite you for tomorrow's session. We are celebrating our 98th edition, and we are giving you distribution opportunity, franchisee opportunity tomorrow, where Indo Hygiene team is coming, and the founder, Mr. Sarabjit Singh, is presenting his brand to you. So do join us tomorrow sharp at 12 p.m. Please do the registration today so that you get a confirmation mail from our side to join this particular business opportunity. So thank you so much for joining us today. Look forward to have you tomorrow also. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
all.
everyone.
Sure.